Namaskar friends, this is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have a discussion on the upcoming solar eclipse taking place on April 20th in the Aries sign and within Aries in the Ashwini nakshatra. So guys, although I have already talked about in brief about this solar eclipse in my last few uploaded videos, like when I talked about the transit of Mercury, transit of Sun and even the transit of Jupiter, I briefly covered that in bits and pieces. But now just because we are heading very close towards this upcoming event, and it's not only the kind of queries and consultations I'm recently receiving from people, from my clients, but the way events are taking place all around us, like even in my own thought process as well, I thought it's important to talk exclusively on this upcoming event. Because guys, for a layman to understand the concept of eclipse, it's very simple. This is a time from astrology point of view, from astrology perspective, when luminaries, sun and moon get completely overpowered or subjugated by the nodes Rahu and Ketu. And during this year it is little bit sensitive because the way other planets are contributing towards it. So first of all, at the time of eclipse, sun, moon and Rahu are going to be placed in the nakshatra of Ketu, which is Ashwini, which has everything to do with the sudden events, which has everything to do with our past, with the unusual, esoteric, mysterious events and circumstances and entities. And apart from that, like Mars, Saturn and Ketu are going to be placed in the nakshatra of Rahu. And not only that guys, like even immediate after that, Jupiter is going to be entering the sign of Aries, Mercury is going to be turning retrograde. So the way things are taking place, it becomes very important how we plan our life, how our thought process is governing us. Is it like something which is suddenly started happening in your life, in your thought process, that you suddenly want to take a chance, you suddenly want to experiment in some new things, suddenly people around you are facing issues of relapses into drugs, into addictions. So that means that the negative side of this astral event is taking a heavy toll in their case. And also guys, like we cannot even attach the negative circumstances or behavior to the eclipses. Like when we talk about for your own soul and spiritual elevation, eclipses are considered as a very auspicious time, like the way it has been prescribed in our holy books, that in usual times you have to keep a track of how many beads of mala of the mantras you are reciting, but at the time of eclipse you do not even have to count, because the effect or the impact of any of the chanting, any of the meditation, any of the mantras recited by you gets amplified. And also guys, there is a very like a rational or a very important yogic logic attached to it as well. Like any of the spiritual and religious austerities specifically done or performed at the time of eclipses can be attuned or can be aligned the kind of like changes which takes place within us at the time when we are doing pranayama, at the time when we are doing any of the yogic breathing practices. Because whatsoever phenomena takes place within our body in the form of when we are doing the pranayama, somehow it kind of invokes the Sushmuna. It means that the nadis being represented by sun and moon are completely dissolved and somehow your consciousness has elevated. So that is the kind of similar experience which we go through at the time of the eclipses, because sun and moon have been completely subjugated by the power of the nodes Rahu and Ketu. So yes guys, honestly speaking, in this video, now in the rest of the section of this video, I'm not going to be telling any benefic or any kind of good news to you. It all comes down to the cautionary things which we have to give attention basis our lagna, basis our moon sign. And definitely guys, when we talk about the time of eclipse, so for all those people in whose case, let's say for example, you are already going through the Mahadasha or Antardasha of Sun, Mahadasha or Antardasha of Rahu, so then you have to become additionally cautious and careful. And second thing is that when we talk about the remedies, so definitely guys, it hardly matters whether eclipse is visible in your area, in your region or not. but precautions is very important. Doing donations is very much advisable. And third thing is that all the chants and the mantras connected with the planet sun, now this could be Suryashtakam, this could be Aditya Hriday Stotram, can be considered reciting in order to give power to your natal sun in your chart. Okay guys, now shifting our discussion to the customized results for all the lagnas. Now guys, talking about the customized impact, so for all the Aries lagna natives, so guys, in your case it is going to be impacting your first house, so that in itself means that the concerns of health needs to be give utmost attention. Second thing is that any of the concerns of confidence will be a matter of concern. Like suddenly you might be finding yourself very empowered, kind of very reckless, or a lot many people might find themselves lacking energy, lacking confidence to take initiative. So a lot will be dependent on the planetary alignments in your chart or what kind of dashas which are currently operational. But yes, concerns of health, concerns of confidence, pride, and third and the most important thing, concerns of your public image and your reputation. Now let's say for example guys, this is a kind of a typical yoga which can suddenly make you go viral as well. But generally guys, whenever this kind of alignment takes place, so even the success or the popularity which comes, that comes with a question mark. So I would say that just try to remain calm, give attention to your health. A lot many Aries lagna natives might also have to go through the concerns of headache as well. So just give attention to your health, concerns of pride, confidence, and most importantly, guard your public image. Do not get indulged in any unethical actions and refrain from any fights, any arguments, any confrontation with people around you. Now guys, for all the Taurus lagna natives, so guys, in your case definitely concerns of travels. So if a travel is unavoidable, so I would say give attention to your documents, plan your travels in a very meticulous way, and expenses can suddenly go high. And specifically guys, here we are talking about expenses which could come on the account of your maintenance of your car. This could be your any of the family related expenses, concerns of housing or home. So in a nutshell, most importantly, if you have to take any travel, so be very cautious, be very careful. Now guys, for all the Gemini lagna natives, so guys, in your case it is going to be impacting your 11th house. So definitely a lot many Gemini lagna natives, if in their natal chart planets are in a strengthened state, they are going through some favorable supporting dasha, so this could be a time of sudden opportunity as well. But again guys, do not be very quick to come to any conclusion, giving your consent, giving your nod for any of the first proposal which comes to you, because whatsoever happens at the time of the eclipses, there is always a if and but and do's and don'ts which are attached over there. So I would say that be cautious, be careful, the kind of people who you are meeting with, the kind of projects which are being offered to you. And overall guys, specifically in the case of Gemini lagna, I can still give you a free hold that in your case this transit or this eclipse can still create some positive energy. Guys, we should not overlook this fact that last time when the eclipse it took place because of the contribution of Ketu. Now this time it is taking place with the contribution of Rahu, and Rahu is more kind of responsible for creating some new karmas. So I would say that some new connections, new projects, new signing up can take place during this time for a lot many Gemini lagna natives. Now guys, for all the Cancer lagna natives, so guys, in your case it is going to be impacting your 10th house. So that in itself means that whether you are in a government job or in any capacity you are dealing with the government, so be very cautious, be very careful, and any of your actions in the broad daylight, in the outdoor life, needs to be well monitored. This is a typical kind of yoga where people get entangled into office politics, or suddenly there could be some allegation. Again guys, the objective of listening to this video is not that you have to be now scared. It's just like that you have to remain forewarned that this is a kind of a alignment which is forming up in the transit. So if any of this development takes place at my work front, I have to deal it with priority, cautiously and with proper strategy. That is the only thing which I want to say over here for all the Cancer Lagna natives. Now guys, for all the Leo Lagna natives, definitely guys, it's your ascendant lord which is getting eclipsed right over there in the ninth house. So do not blindly rely on luck for any of the important actions, any of the important decision making. I would say guys, like this is a kind of a typical yoga which is not very supportive right now, whether for your public image, whether for your any of the speculative gains and all. So do not rely too much on the luck and be very cautious, very careful. Like you might be suddenly overwhelmed with the thoughts which might rebel you against your philosophies, against the guidance of your teachers, of your mentors, or your faith and your regularity, your discipline in the religious ritual can also get affected during this time. So be cautious, be careful. Now guys, for all the Virgo Lagna natives, definitely guys, it is going to be impacting your 8th house. So that in itself means that matters of health needs to be well guarded. Second thing is that guys, if in any way you are in that line of work, dealing with unethical people, dealing with other people's money, if all of that is your nature of work, so be very cautious, be very careful. Any slip up or any of the frivolous or careless action done by you might land you in some sort of trouble. Definitely guys, 8th house eclipse, the way whole contribution is coming in from other planets as well. So I would say that be very cautious and very careful in any of the matters of your health, of the joint resources, dealing with your in-laws, where your public image is also involved. So be very careful over there. Now guys, for all the Libra Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, as you can see that eclipse is going to be impacting or influencing the matters of your 7th house. So that in itself means that certainly there could be some worries or tension on the account of the health concerns or well-being of your partner. This is not a very good time for people who are already in a business or who are trying to venture out into business to get into some new contracts, get into some new partnership, or if you have to undertake any of the important business related travel, business related meeting, any of the actions of your public life, your public service. So all of that needs to be well monitored. I would say guys that if in your natal chart planets are in a sensitive alignment, you're going through some sensitive dasha. Now let's say for example, you're already going through Sun Antardasha or Rahu Antardasha, then following precautions will become very important. Again guys, I want to make it very clear, objective of these kind of videos is not to scare you. It's just to put this thought process of being forewarned, being cautious, being alert while taking any important decision, or if any sudden development is taking place around you in the matters of your relationship, in the matters of your business engagements. So deal it very meticulously. That is the only thing which I want to say. Now guys, for all the Scorpio Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, now it is taking place in your 6th house, but just because Sun is responsible for it, and Sun in your case has got the rulership over your 10th house as well. Now guys, try to understand this thing, that when we talk about the 10th house lord, so 10th house in itself tells about our actions and in a way recognition and important people. But when we talk about the 6th house and 10th house lord making a combination in the 6th house, so that in itself means that responsibilities, projects, important people are all judging you, are all monitoring you, and all of that aspect and scrutiny is getting eclipsed in the 6th house. So that in itself means that if you're right now heading any important project, any important assignment, do your job very meticulously. This is a time when I will not be surprised if suddenly I get a consultation from a Scorpio Lagna that I suddenly got entangled into some government corruption or some government kind of inquiry which took place suddenly, and my name got involved in that without doing anything. So be very cautious, be very careful if you are in that capacity, or if in any case you are already going through some issues with the government and all. So this could be a very sensitive time for you. Second thing is that guys, definitely when we talk about 6th house, which has to do with our health as well, so give attention to your blood pressure, give attention to the concerns of a lot. Many times it has been seen that suddenly people become a victim of lot of concerns of fatigueness or health related concerns. So give attention to all these areas of your health and the way you conduct your business, the way you demonstrate your work ethics, all of that will become very important during this time. Now guys, for all the Sagittarius Lagna natives, so guys, in your case it is going to be eclipsing your 5th house related matters. So definitely guys, sun is in its strongest glory, and over and above that it is getting eclipsed over there because of the contribution of the nodes. So I would say guys, because 5th house also tells about our thought process, so do not rely heavily on the luck. This is not a very good energy for speculating or investments and all. Third thing is that this is a kind of a typical yoga which many times gives a lot of dissatisfaction and frustration, specifically to the people who are operating on a business level in the matters of the 5th house. Like you are an artist, you are a creative person, and irrespective of all the hard work you have been doing, you're not finding the success, you're not getting the right set of projects. So I know that being an artist by myself, that we have to keep on driving ourselves and we have to be in that positive frame of mind. But this is a kind of a typical yoga which sinks you deep within with the negativity, with the thoughts of pessimism. So you have to definitely guard yourself with all these thought process, negative thinking, and also guys, any of the concerns of speculation and investments and all needs to be handled very carefully. Now guys, for all the Capricorn Lagna natives, so guys, in your case it is going to be eclipsing the matters or attributes of your 4th house, which is not a very good energy. So in a way guys, when we talk about the 4th house, which has to do with our conveniences, comforts, vehicles, property, so any of the concern of property related dealings, better it will be to avoid it during this time. Like this is a kind of a typical yoga where people put their hands into disputed property, disputed land, and later on they end up all those dealings end up giving them more of the troubles and problems rather than dividends, profits, and gains. So that is the one area where you have to be cautious, careful if it is getting applicable in your case right now. And secondly guys, 4th house also tells about our inner emotional state. So anxiety, restlessness is something which many Capricorn Lagna during this time they have to deal with. Guys, now for all the Aquarius Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, because we are focusing more on the sensitive aspect of this eclipse. So guys, this is a kind of a typical yoga where many Aquarius Lagna will be prone and vulnerable towards the betrayals, or being backstabbed by people around them, not being very well supported by people around you, or suddenly some sort of misunderstanding can completely sever the ties of friendship with people around you. So just be very cautious, be careful, because guys, there is a lot of heated energy which is going there in the matters of your 3rd house. That in itself means that there is no scarcity of aggression, intensity, or initiative spark with you. All what is required is giving it a right direction. But again guys, this is a time of eclipse, and the way other planets are behaving, unless and until you do not have a very concrete plan in your hand, do not initiate something which later on can become a matter of concern for you guys. And also guys, there could be some issues and concerns with the siblings as well. Be very cautious, be very careful in all these engagements. And lastly guys, for all the Pisces Lagna natives, so guys, in your case, as you can see that your 2nd house is becoming a host of this eclipse energies. So definitely guys, there could be some concerns in the matters of your financial dealing or within the immediate family environment, because guys, although sun and moon, they never get the dosha of the rulership of the Dushtana Bhava, but just because for the Pisces Lagna, at the end of the day, sun has got the rulership over the 6th house only, and being eclipsed in the 2nd house, that in itself tells about that if you are already going through some dispute, some financial conflict within the family environment, within the family members, so things can suddenly get amplified, because Rahu is a typical amplifier. So do not get over obsessed. Saving relationship and family ties is more important rather than getting agitated and acting out of impulse. So yes guys, the matters of finances, guarding your values, and being very careful in any of the financial decision during the next 2 weeks is something which I want to advise to all the Pisces Lagna natives. So yes guys, this is something which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for this upcoming solar eclipse. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook page. Dhanyawad.